Hello, welcome to the second week of this course about operations and supply chain management. This week we are going to deal with the topic of operation strategy in the global environment. After we finish this week, we would like to learn some concept about what is a mission and a strategy, identify and explain different strategic approach for competitive advantage, core competencies and resources and capabilities, identify the global operation strategies or options. First of all, we are going to define which are the global strategies in the world of today. As you know, because of globalization and many companies trying to engage in international business, now you have to plan global strategies more than local and domestic strategies, and then we are going to have to know why we are going to go global. There are several reasons to globalize. One is to improve the supply chain using a global supply chain of suppliers. Another is to reduce cost. Another is to improve operations, understand new markets, improve our products or services, and attract and retain a global talent. We are going to review these concepts this week, and you can review the presentation and read in detail chapter 2. The other thing that is important about this chapter is the concept of missions and strategy. Missions tells an organization where it is going, and strategy tells the organization how to get there. There are different types of missions and different factors that affect a mission. You can see all of that in the presentation. Also, another very important thing, once we define our mission, is to define what is called the SWOT analysis. Strategies, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That's the SWOT analysis. The objective of the SWOT analysis is to generate ideas, and with those ideas, establish a strategic plan to gain competitive advantage. There are three main strategies to gain competitive advantage. Differentiation, generate products and services that are different from the product of our competitors or rivals. Cost leadership is another strategy, to be the leader in cost, trying to offer low cost and low prices. And customer or responsiveness or response, to be more responsive to our clients. For instance, Apple, the strategy of Apple is differentiation. The strategy of Walmart is low cost strategy. The strategy of Zara, for instance, is a customer responsive, be fast and respond to customers. Also, we are going to study some concepts about the product life cycle. A product goes through several stages like introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. You can see all the characteristics of that cycle in the book and in the presentation. Another topic that is important is the topic related to implementing strategic decisions, depending on the strategy that you selected, in the different stage about the 10 strategic decisions that we saw last class, about design of products and services, quality, process, location, layout, supply chain, inventory, scheduling, maintenance, all of that. In a strategic plan, also one of the things that we have to decide if we are going to outsource some of our functions to outside companies. Outsourcing is a very important concept, and it's a practice that many companies use in the world of today. Now, there are some risks of outsourcing. We are going to study and review all of those risks in this class. There are some factors that can help us to select companies that can be outsourcing providers. One of the most important factors or techniques is the rating selection criteria. We established several factors like criteria. We gave a weight to each of those factors, and then qualification of the different companies that are candidates to be outsourcing providers, and then the company with the highest average, points average, is the company that we are going to select. Finally, we are going to study 4 global operations strategy options. One is the international strategy, also called the home replication strategy. Companies that use mainly import, export, or licensing as a technique to enter international markets. Then we have the multi-domestic strategies, when it's very important to be locally responsible and cost reduction is not that important. Then we're trying to adapt our products and services to existing domestic markets. These companies use franchising, joint ventures, and other techniques in the multi-domestic strategy. The other strategy is the global strategy, when cost reduction is very important and local responsiveness is not that important. Companies, for instance, like Caterpillar or Otis Elevator, they don't have to adapt their product because their products are more or less standard. They use a global strategy. And finally, the transnational strategy, companies that have a high pressure for being locally responsible and a high pressure for cost reduction. Then these are the main topics that we are going to cover this week. Please read the chapter 2, read the presentation, and participate in the discussions, in the forum discussion of this week. Thank you.